Hello, everybody, and welcome to Therapeutic Tea Tuesdays with Life Coach Miss Star. And yeah, you know how I get down. I am always excited. You join Red Media Radio for Therapeutic Tea Tuesdays with me. And yeah, get your journals, get your tea. I am so excited about this guest. And yeah, I have to keep it 100%. She's been so patient with me already. Helping me set up this technology so that way I could be successful to all ya. I met her in 2019 at a sip and talk, which was a very special day for me. I was actually going out to celebrate my dad who passed away a few years ago, and I was impressed by her demeanor. They had a great audience, and it was just an amazing turnout. And I discovered her again when I received an email from her group, and I said she was put on my spirit to give a call to. So her name is Kimarra, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. So my name is Kimarra. I am a breakthrough coach. I do help women reclaim their confidence by showing them how to continue to be resilient by having faith after experiencing trauma. And my company, or I should say our company, is Reclaiming Your Life. And that is a community of trauma survivors who are committed to freeing themselves mentally, emotionally, and spiritually from domestic violence and trauma.
Oh, that is so powerful, and I appreciate you for it. And audience, we're gonna get into it. So first of all, foremost, Kimarra, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I am in good spirits. I can't complain. Glad to have good health and happy to be alive. I would say that.
I always say that. I always say if you have your health, then you have your wealth.
Right, right.
And with that, you can just do anything.
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, her Kimarra is a breakthrough coach, and the title of this episode is called Past, Present, and Future. And we'll get in more to why I called it that, but I thought this would be perfect to for Kimarra to talk about her business, what she's been through. So let's start off with what made you want to become a breakthrough coach.
So what made me want to become a breakthrough coach is to be able to help other women have their own breakthrough. Because I do believe that we all go through and experience things in life, whether it's hardships, relationships, that left us broken or whatever the case might be. But we go through a period where we kind of lose ourselves and we're just in this space where we may feel like we're stuck, don't know what to do, don't feel like moving on. We're just in this um I'm trying to think of the words. We're just like in limbo in a
Yeah.
sense, right? And I was in that place and I had to do the work to be able to create my own breakthrough. And when I mean work, I mean I had to reclaim my life. I had to figure out things that was kind of hard for me to do, figure out who I was. I had to love myself. And by doing that, I created, I had my own breakthrough. So I decided to label myself as a breakthrough because I want other women to be able to create their own breakthrough and to experience that after experiencing trauma or whether, a domestic violence relationship. So that's why I'm a breakthrough coach.
I want to tell you, I love that name, Breakthrough Coach, because when I think of breakthrough, a lot of people say, oh, I pray for a financial breakthrough or I pray for a healing breakthrough. And it's breaking through like that pain. So I want to tell you, I love that name. And I just, like I said, I love what you said. You were going through that. And to form this brand, that's what was your goal behind it.
Yes, yes, it was.
Oh, let's get into your brand. I know the name of your brand, but could you let the audience know first and foremost the name of your brand?
So the name of my brand is Reclaiming Your Life. That is my baby. That is, what God gave me, and it was birthed through pain. And I'm happy, that God gave it to me because I can really help women reclaim their life, and it's not just from trauma, right? Is it
Right.
all aspects of life? It's a lifestyle, it's a journey. You're reclaiming your life, where you're reclaiming your health, right? I'm over here having issues with my health, where I need to be healthier and I need to lose weight. So I'm reclaiming my health, right? So I am
Right.
trying to be better at the foods that I eat and trying to work out a little harder, right? I'm also trying to reclaim my wealth. I'm trying to get better with my finances. So reclaiming your life is just all around. It's not just specific to one thing. Every day you're reclaiming your life. So
Yes, I let me tell you, I love the name of it too, because like you said, when you're reclaiming your life, just like you talked about, whether it's finances or weight, it covers all aspects of that.
yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
oh, I love it, Kamara. I know your logo, but let the audience know what your logo is and a little backstory on why you chose that logo for reclaiming your life.
So when I first started reclaiming your life, that was not the current logo that you see now. It was just the words reclaiming your life, but it did have a butterfly like at the tail end of life. And I always wanted a butterfly. Although I don't like creatures that crawl, right? Because we all know it's a caterpillar, and they go through their phase, they cocoon, and then they become a butterfly. So
Right.
I always like the whole metamorphosis of it, because that's what reclaiming your life is, right? I'm a breakthrough coach. So you're going through transformation. And through that, you are transforming into someone new, someone better, to the person
Yes.
you're becoming. So um, I started off with that first logo, but it just wasn't sitting right with me. And I was going through a rebranding in 2020. Yes, 2020. I was going through a rebranding phase, where I changed the colors too. So the colors that you see today was not the colors that I started with.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right. So as I am going through this rebranding phase, I'm like, I still want a butterfly in the logo. That's what reclaiming your life is a metamorphosis. You're going through a transformation, and I just started looking up butterflies, like with a woman, and I seen some, and I was like, okay, let me see if I can send it to the graphic designer, but with my own twist. So I told him I just want a woman with like a butterfly, like and
Right.
and that's what he came back with. And when he came back with it, I was like, oh my god, this is the logo. So the logo is really neat for the people who are on. You can go on my page, Reclaiming Your Life, and you can see it. But it's a woman's face with like the silhouette of her hair, and it's got the wings. So that is where the logo came from, because we as I don't even want to say women, we as human beings, right? We
Yes.
go through we go through a metamorphosis stage. We go through transition in our lives, and we continue to go through transitions in our lives. But as I am helping women to break through, they're being transformed to who they're becoming. So that's the story of the logo. Yeah, I'm really excited. I love my logo because
I want to tell you, I love it too. And I know it's pink and purple. Am I missing, or is it like blue? I know first of all, I love the pink, by the way.
so it's multicolor. So that logo has about four colors. So it has pink, like a purple, light purple, and a blue. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, sorry.
No worries. I'm glad you got your water. I tell you, just as we talk about reclaiming our life, drinking water and taking care of ourselves is so important.
Mhm. Ooh. Sorry, for those who don't know, I'm recovering from COVID, so
Yes.
I'm catching my breath.
Yes. Oh, I'm just glad that you're feeling better. I'm glad that you took the time with me and you're just I was saying this to someone the other day, Kumar, and I said, I'm a COVID survivor because some people didn't make it. And we're here today to talk about it, to live through it. So it's just a blessing in itself. And I'm keeping you in my prayers about that as well.
Thank you, thank you.
I want to tell you though, I love the colors because when I think of pink, it's a bright pink, so it's very positive. The purple and the blue, so it's very positive and bright to me. And the pink to me represents a softness, which
Hmm.
I absolutely love.
Yes.
Um, Kimarra, breakthrough coach, reclaiming your life. You also have merchandise. And one of the ones that I really want to dig into, we'll start to talk to first, is audience. She has an awesome journal. And Kimarra talked about manifesting something in that journal. Can you tell us more about the Reclaiming Your Life journal, what it looks like, and what you manifested and believe in the journaling?
Okay. Well, I do have a copy that I can show those who are visual.
Yes, show us.
So hopefully you can see it.
Yes,
So this is the journal,
beautiful.
and the context in the journal is what um I actually wrote down every day last year consistently.
Mm,
I did it for a couple of years ago, but I wasn't really consistent until last year.
okay.
And I was consistent with last year because last year was a lot was going on. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Take your time.
Ooh. Yeah, so last year it was a lot of moving pieces of buying a home, selling a home, and relocating.
Wow.
And buying the home was a process in itself. And we all know the housing market was crazy.
Right.
And it still kind of is now, but it's getting a little better. So we all know we got to trust God, right?
Yes.
We got to trust God in what He tells you. And God told me I was moving to Florida. And I'm like, okay. And this was back from 20, 2020 is when He told me that. And I was getting ready to move, but of course, got pregnant with the twins. So we said we're going to push it back. So last year was the year. So it was just a journey from starting to rebuild my credit in
Right.
January of last year. And got the first pre-approval in March, April, and that was
Woo!
a slap in his face because it was like 280, and I'm like, God, you saying we moving to Florida? We only pre-approved for 280, right? And
Mm.
like the house, like I'm like, how am I gonna get my four-bedroom
Ah, right.
my open kitchen, my loft, my office space, my two-car garage. How am I going to get all of that with 280?
Right,
And
right.
it was so trying. It was hard, and I just kept writing. I am so happy. I'm so grateful that I have my house.
Yes.
I am happy and so grateful that I am manifesting, and that's what I kept writing. That's what's in the journal. I will write that three times, three times for each of those things. And I just kept writing. Sorry.
No worries. Take your time. I'm just glad. I tell you, audience, we've all been through it. If you had COVID, thank you so much for just showing up as the honest person that you are. Take your time.
So I just kept writing, and then I write my reflection of how I would feel in that moment and what God promised me. And I just kept writing until I think it was July when we were getting down to the wire because we got the 280, right? And it was a slap in the face. And like I broke down and I cried. And I'm like, oh my God, like how is this gonna happen if homes are over 300 and something thousand?
Right, right.
And I just had to keep having faith.
Yes.
I just had to keep writing because I said, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it because this is what God said. I'm gonna just keep writing, and I'm gonna keep like it was to the point where I was writing in detail of my house in my journal, like in my notebook at the time, just writing detail for detail in each reflections. Like this is what my house is gonna look like, everything. Long story short, we when we put an offer. No, this we got this in September because we had put in an offer for another home. But before we put an offer for that home, the guy I had switched different mortgage lenders, and that's another thing too, right? We
Oh,
have to know. We have to use discern. We got to use wisdom. Not even
yes.
discernment. We got to use wisdom to know if we're going to stay in something or should we move on to the next person.
Right.
We moved on to the next person, and that mortgage lender said, oh, we got you pre-approved for, I think he said 330 first. And then he said, well, you know what? Because as we were continuing to shop, he said, oh, I can get you the max for the FHA, which is 356, I think, at the time. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, okay, God. March, I was crying, boohooing because it was 280.
Mm.
But September, it kept going up.
What? Woo!
And I'm like, you know what? That ain't nobody but God. You
Right.
know, we have to be able to trust the process, right? Because we never know what He's doing behind the scenes. And
Right.
I always want to tell people, like, I got testimonies that I can share because you really have to trust God, and God got the final say. No
Yes.
matter what man says, no matter what the paper might say, no matter what the requirements may say, God has the last say. If it's for you, it's for you. So
Yes.
he said 356. I was just like, what? Okay. And to even stumble on a newly built home,
Woo! Girl, preach.
that was not in the books at all.
Right.
It wasn't at all. Like it wasn't even thought of. We just thought we was getting a regular old house that was already built, you
Mm.
know, that was more updated. But this whole process, it was nobody but God and just having faith. And as I said, I just kept writing in my journal. And people who don't know me, I love journaling. I always journaled, but to actually see this magnitude of what I've been journaling come to fruition, it was just on a different level. So that's why I created the journal because I'm like, I want other people to experience what I experienced, you know? And there's power in writing, there's power in repetition, and there's power when
Yes.
you really um, just believe that you're going to get whatever it is that you want and act as if you already received it.
Ooh. Woo. Kimarra, say like that is so important. Say that one more time for the audience because you nailed it.
Listen,
Mm.
people don't understand. You have to believe in that thing that you want, and you have to act and move as if it already happened. Whether you're
Amen.
saying thank you, God, for giving me this, whatever. Or you talk on the phone with your friend and saying, yeah, girl, I just went to go look at a house, knowing you ain't look at no house, but you have to talk as if it already happened.
Yes.
That's what I was doing in my journal. I was writing as if it was already happening. I can visualize and imagine myself walking through my house before I even got the house. Like, come on, y'all. Like, I'm trying to put y'all up on game right now.
Yes, please put them up on game.
Trying to put y'all up on game.
Oh, audience, if you got that, first and foremost, let's break down what Kimarra said. First and foremost, if you can, definitely have God in your life. Journaling, what you say is what I live by, Kimarra. Like, I do believe I love to journal because you get a chance to get out your feelings and say what you want that you might not want to tell anybody, right? Yeah. So we encourage you to journal. But what you said was so powerful. So here you are. Now I'm sitting here congratulating you with 280. And you like, Amber, with this market and God, your prayers, your belief went up, close to more $75,000 to an out-of-state home, believing in God, writing in your journal, and being so positive. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Let me ask you this. Did you get the 4-bedroom house, the loft?
I did. I got the 4-bedroom home. I'm in my office right now. I got the loft. I got my 2.5 bedroom. Got my laundry room, my open kitchen. And let me tell y'all something. Before, because Clubhouse was the thing last year, right?
Yes.
And I was in this room with this lady, this prophet lady, and she was like, somebody in here is trying to get a home or something. I wasn't going to speak up. And then I said, let me just speak up. She said, what is it that you're looking for?
Ooh.
I said, I need at least, I forgot what the amount I told her for the home. And she said, God said, you need to ask for more.
Ooh.
Like, wait, what? I'm like, I hope y'all catch this. She said, God said to ask for more.
Ooh.
And she was like, I just see this big backyard.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, what? And I'm like, what is this lady talking about? Mind you, I forgot all about that until I think I moved in and I was talking to my friend because she was in that same room with me. And I said, do you remember what that lady said? That I was going to get a big backyard and she said to ask for more. And I kid you not, that's what happened, right? I asked for more, but didn't even realize that's what she was telling me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm looking at how I'm going to ask for more if my income. Cause if you ever purchase a home, or if you haven't purchased a home, you have your debt to income ratio, right? You make
Right.
X amount, and they look at all your bills and your expenses and things like that. And I'm just like, how is she telling me to ask for more if my income is this and I have all this debt? Like, it's not gonna match up. Like, that's not gonna work. But what did I just say? If it's for you, it's for you. If God said it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, no matter what the papers may say, no matter what the requirements may be. If God said it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Because I'm sitting here worrying about the analytics and the logistics about it, but God is a miracle worker.
Yes, he is.
Do something, it doesn't make sense. It has you spinning and trying to figure out how it happened, but that's the whole point. Is God? You can't figure out how it happened.
Thank you for that word, because having wisdom, having faith, and being positive is so important. And Kimarra, I live by that. So I am a future homeowner.
Yes, congratulations.
Where I want to live, I went there and I actually looked at 2 homes. One was a house and one was a condo. And just being in there, I was like, yes, this is for me in the future. So I agree with you. Write it down, look at it, but believe in it, and most of all, trust in God and have faith. So
Mm-hmm.
congratulations to you and your family. And you just, I hope y'all had your tea in your journal, because she spoke a word right there. Thank you so much for that, Kimarra. And what I know you have even more merchandise. What's your other merchandise for reclaiming your life?
So I do have t-shirts. I have bracelets, reclaiming your life bracelets, and she believes she could bracelets. Um, the t-shirts, you will find either my logo or very inspirational words. So I do have one that says trauma will silence you and triumph will give you a voice. So it's things
Ooh.
like that you will find on my merchandise, like my t-shirts and things of that matter. But it's pretty much t-shirts, the journal, and the inspirational jewelry line. So
Oh, I love it. Yeah, go check out Reclaiming Your Life. She has beautiful merchandise, and I love the colors. Kamara, you know what? There was something, and I gotta read it out on your Instagram. There was a beautiful quote that I really, really liked, and I was like, I gotta ask her about it. And yeah, this episode is called Past, Present, and Future. So we talking about the past, we're talking about present. Kamara moving into her home, but there was a quote that she wrote on her Instagram, and I'll read it. It said, "The past is dead. Stop giving the past life by not healing." Kamara, when that's a powerful quote in itself, and I know it had even more, but that part was like so big, so profound to me. What does that quote mean to you, and why was it so powerful to put that quote? Because there's a million quotes in the world, right? But
mm,
why was it powerful and significant enough to put that on your Instagram account?
so when I made that post, I just felt um like at that point in time there was a lot of people hurting, a lot of people who was not healing for some reason. Like I felt that strongly in my spirit, and we are giving life to the past when it's supposed to be dead.
Yes.
And when I say that, I mean we are giving people who may have did us wrong, may have hurt us. We are giving them too much credit to
Yes.
the point where you are not completely healed. Because if you were completely healed from that person or that thing, you would not be talking about them.
Right.
Or when you do talk about them or when someone bring them up, it wouldn't bother you as much.
Mm.
We are or you are continuing to give life to this thing. And the more that you're giving life to this thing that should be dead,
Oh.
you are delaying your healing. You are delaying your happiness and your peace and your joy. So I have put that out there because I wanted people to know you got to leave the past in the past. Let the past rest in peace so that you can move on and live your life, start your healing journey. Because the more that you're bringing it up, the more that you're hurting, the more that
Right.
you're going to be able to move forward and you're not going to be able to heal. And the longer that you keep doing that, you're delaying the life that God intended for you. You know, you're living an abundant, prosperous life. We we let in too many things steal our joy. Like
Yes.
we letting too much things in people steal our joy. And it's time for us to really reclaim our life and to let things go so that we can be able to live out our dreams, the goals and the desires that we once had. It's time for us to live out those things. But instead, we're worrying about what Peter did to us, or
Right.
Paul and Peter not worried about you. So why are you worried about Paul and Peter? Let them go and let them stay in the past and like let's move forward. It's about that time. We can't keep dwelling on the past and giving the past life. No.
Mm. I was like, I have to ask her about that quote because it is so powerful. And you have to let the past go to move on to the future. And we're both coaches, right? So, as a life coach, whereas a therapist focuses on the past or brings the trauma out, we focus on the future and homework assignments and holding you accountable to what your life looked like. So when you said that, I said that is at the heart of what Kimarra and I share in being coaches. So I was like, I got to bring that quote up to her.
Yeah, like and some people still are not healed,
Yes.
and it just hurts me because it's like if you knew what life will be or could be once you heal, you would have healed a long time ago.
Mm.
So I'm just hoping that whoever's listening to this, that if you're holding on to something, let it go. Get help. If you need, I tell people all the time, if you need a therapist, get a therapist. They're there to help you. They're there to help you to deal with your emotions, and talk through your emotions. Get the help that you need because it's not doing you any good, dwelling on the past. Like you should you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired and know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes. And it's there for us. So you are so right, because when you invest in yourself, not only are you investing in yourself, but you're investing in your community, you're investing in your family, because when you show up as your authentic self, you're going to be a blessing to others.
Yes.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you so much for that. It's interesting because I'm actually going to be talking about healing. But Kimarra, I think you go through stages of healing, and one of them I would say is completely forgiving. When I say forgiveness, what does that look like?
So forgiveness, for me, I'm gonna say it's for you and it's not for them.
There you are. Mm.
And I tell people that all the time that you are forgiving for yourself so that you
Yes.
can move forward. And even when I coach people, I have them write a forgiveness letter. You're writing a letter to the people who did you wrong, but then
Yes.
you're also writing a letter to yourself, forgiving yourself because you may think, well, why did I allow myself to go through that? Why did I allow this person to take advantage of me? Right? But so you need to write a letter to yourself, forgiving yourself for going through that, like let it all out. However you feel about yourself, write it in that letter. If you feel like you were stupid, you were naive, put it down. But then at the end of that, you letting everything out, you need to say that, you know what, I forgive myself because in everything
Mm.
that we do, there's a lesson from it. So you should be able to learn from whatever that lesson is in that situation to know, oh, I'm not making this mistake again. These are the
Amen.
red flags that I'm going to be looking for. I'm not naive. So now, from now on, I'm telling people no. I'm no longer telling people yes, ma'am. No, no, I can't do that for you. You're setting up boundaries. There you go.
Yes.
You're setting up boundaries. And that's another thing that we have to learn too. We have to set up boundaries. Boundaries is healthy. I didn't realize about boundaries until probably a couple of years ago because I'm always doing things for people. But then
Right.
I have to cut it off at some point. I can't keep doing things for you. I have a family of 6. I can't do what I did for you when it was just a family of 3.
Right.
You just have to forgive yourself. And yes, there is stages of healing, but I think the most important one is forgiveness because once
Oh,
you can forgive not only the people that did you wrong, but when you can forgive yourself, because we are harder on ourselves than
yes,
anybody
we
else.
are.
And you have to allow yourself and give yourself some grace when you go through things, because we're going to keep going through things in life. So you got to be able to know how to forgive yourself and bite your tongue sometimes and keep it moving. It's a part of life, it's a part of the process, it's a part of the journey. So forgiveness is really for you.
Mm. You spoke a word, and I that is so important. Like you said, it's not for the other person, for it's for us. And when you do have forgiveness, first of all, God wants us to forgive. We mess up so many times, and He forgave us. All those forgiveness, I could preach about this. They were nailed to the cross. So we just have to. And I like this song. Just let go and let God. It's so powerful. So thank you for that, Kamara, because I think, you said you went through some things and I did too. And I think forgiveness is just so powerful and it's so important. And you
Yes.
spoke about boundaries. And last week I was talking about that because they're very important.
Yes.
Kamara, you have a lot going on, and I gotta tell the people all about it. Let us know. We talked a little bit about the past, what you're doing now. You have a podcast, you have Facebook, you do virtual meetings. Let us know a little bit about that part of your business.
Okay, so I do have my podcast, Reclaiming Your Life. Um,
Yay!
so I do have new episodes coming back out in August 15th. I did take a like a 2 year break. I just had a lot of moving things, pieces going on in life, but new episodes are coming back out August 15th. The trailer just actually dropped today for that upcoming.
Woo!
I do have a community on Facebook. Is called Reclaiming Your Life. So that is the Facebook group, and I do go live every Wednesday. And in those lives, I just pretty much give you tips and strategies and how you can reclaim your life. And I'm talking about reclaiming your confidence. I'm talking about claiming your identity and reclaiming your power. But I break it down in different segments, and I am going to start having some guests on there as well so that you can also hear their stories and how they reclaim their life and what they've been through. Because I think it's important to not only to hear from me, but to hear from others because my
Yes.
story may not connect with everyone. So I may have a guest or may have you come on and you share your story and that will connect with the next person because it's just all about helping everybody. And
Yes.
we need to hear other people's stories because some people may be where we were, right? And probably losing hope. But to hear our story, they'll be like, oh, wow, they were just like me. They were here, but look where they're at now. It's to give them hope. So that's what I have going on. And then I do have my conference that I am going to finally do in December.
Yes, let the audience know. Yeah, I just got to tell you, I love the name of it. But yes, Kamar, let us know the name of your conference, when it is, and a little snapshot of what you can expect.
Okay, so the conference is Get Out of Jail, Sis.
Yes,
Yeah,
woo!
I am excited about it. I'm gonna try to talk slow so I won't choke up and cough. um, but this Get Out of Jail, Sis, God gave me that in
Ooh.
2019. And I would never forget when he gave it to me. I was coming back from dropping my daughter off at preschool, and I was on the phone with my cousin, and I was talking to her about um, somebody's situation, and I was just because I don't like when men um, pray against women or use their children against
Mm.
them. And I was just so upset because I'm like, oh my God, only if this person can, put their foot down or whatever. And I don't know how, like, I was like, um, she need to get out of jail, sis. And it was,
Ooh.
and it was just, I was just like, oh my God, God. I was like, you just gave me that. I was like, I went home, I started writing, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this a podcast episode. And I said, nope, it's not a podcast episode. And I said, let me just sit it right there. And then he started to give me what it was like after a couple of days. And I was like, oh my God, this is a conference. And I was like, this is going to change so many women's life because we have to get out of jail.
Yes.
Our jail is our mindset. It's
Mm,
keeping us in bondage, whether that's our negative thinking, our self sabotaging thoughts, you
mm.
know, we are not believing in ourselves, our limiting self beliefs, all of that is keeping us in bondage. And it's time for us to get out of jail.
Yeah,
You
oh,
know, because once you get out of jail, then you really, truly can reclaim your life. You have to get out of your head. So the conference is December 17th. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. I am going to have several speakers. We're going to be talking about your understanding your journey. We're going to be talking about self care. We're going to be talking about mindset. We're, it's just going to be so amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous as it's my actual first conference that I am putting on, but it's been long overdue, and it's time for some people to cash in their get out of jail free card. So I'm looking forward to it.
oh, I am here for it, Kamara. And will that conference be in person, virtual?
Okay, yes, it's going to be virtual. Sorry. So this first one is going to be virtual. And next year, I don't know where it's going to be, but it's going to be at an actual physical location because God told me that this conference right here, I'm going to be traveling from state to state, country to country.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. Yeah, yeah, heard her December 17th. Get out of jail, sis. Focusing on your mindset, self care, and all special surprises. You know what comes to my mind, Kamara, when I think of that get out of jail? Breaking some chains.
Yes.
When you said it, I was like, just let the chains break. Take the shackles off my feet because I'm a dance.
Yes, because it's gonna be so inspiring and so transformational. I'm definitely gonna have a pastor there because I know that
Yes.
there is gonna be some breakthroughs going on during that conference. Some people probably are gonna, want to turn their life over to God, and it's going to be amazing. So if you could get there, get there. It's virtual, so you don't have to worry about driving nowhere. You could be right there in your home.
In your pajamas if you want to be.
Right.
I am here for it. I'm excited. So you talked about that, Kamara. You mentioned a little bit here, but what do you see for yourself in another year in your future? What are some of your future goals?
So some of my future goals probably not necessarily in the next year, but I do plan to have a nonprofit related to reclaiming your life.
Yes.
Not even announced or even said that to anybody, but the nonprofit will be more so speaking to young girls, kind of making more awareness about domestic violence and letting them know the red flags. Because I believe if we can um, talk to our young girls at a young age and speaking life into them, letting them know that they are worthy, and
Yes.
putting all of this into them, and even showing them the red flags, I believe that will cut down on some of the cases of domestic violence. Because if you are sure about yourself and confident about yourself and know who you are, you're not going to allow yourself to stay in a situation like that. Or, even when you see the first red flag, you're going to be like, oh, I don't deserve this. I deserve more.
Yes.
So that's what the nonprofit is going to be about. And I'm not going to share that one yet. That's going to be a goodie. But in the next year, I do also see myself having a Reclaiming Your Life retreat.
Yes.
just so everybody know, reclaiming your life, right? It is pretty much having transformational events, right? We
Mm,
have conferences, we have the retreat, my sip and talk where we met for the first time. I do plan on bringing those back because it's just really about community and getting
yes.
women together to have girl talk, and that's what the sip and talks are for. And I'm going to bring that back virtually, and it's going to be a free event virtually because in person, we had prizes, we have vendors, we have food, but for virtual, it's just really for us to come together in a safe place to have conversations. So reclaiming your life does have series of events just for women so that we can build awareness and have that community and a safe place for women to come to talk, whether to share what's on their mind or just to kind of get some advice, not just from me but from other women who may have went through what they've been through. So
Right.
reclaiming your life is all about. So I'm looking forward to that. Sometimes I feel like I'm all over the place, but I have to understand, it's just me. I don't have a team. So I'm just like trying to do this and trying to do that. But this is me being obedient. I can't
Yes.
I can't sit back any longer and be in my feelings, and being shy. I have to free some people and I can't free
Ooh,
some people if I'm quiet. So
right.
prepare
Oh,
to stick of me.
oh, I love it. You said it. I was telling my sister this the other day. I said I've never been so more transparent in my life. And just like you said, just being able to free someone else. And this is why I absolutely love talking to you ladies. And Kimarra, reclaiming your life is so important and just breaking those shackles. So we are here for all your projects, and I want to be for it. And I want to tell you, just as your inspiration to me and being positive, you are successful and you are impactful, sis. And I'm so excited for what the future holds.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That really means a lot because sometimes, when we do this kind of work, we don't really look for recognition or anything like that. Or we may feel like we're not making impact. And that's how I feel some of the times. Like, am I really impacting anybody? Am I really inspiring anybody? Because I've never been that type to like the attention focus on me. I've always been a behind the scenes in the shadows type of person. So it just feels different when someone says, I inspire them or I make an impact, so it's just I appreciate it. It just feels different. It feels odd, because I'm not used to it, but thank
Oh,
you.
oh, my pleasure. I like I said, when I met you in 2019, yeah, at the Sip and Talk, it was just such a therapeutic, intimate environment where it felt like a safe haven
Mhm.
for me and the other participants there. And when I felt like that email came to me that day for a reason, I was writing down women that I want to interview. And when your email popped up, and I was like, this is Uncle Mara. I haven't seen her since August of 2019. And I said, I gotta reach out, and here we are today. So God is so good.
You know what? And that's what it is being obedient because
Mm,
I have, like you said, I have not sent emails for how long. But I just thought God said, you know what, get back to sending emails. It don't have to be um a certain consistency like 3 times a week or whatever. Just get back in the groove and start making progress and sending emails. And that's when I say, no, let me just send the email. And so when I did that and I seen your email too, I was like, I don't know who this person is. You didn't have your actual name. So I was
right.
like, who is this person? And then when I seen you started following me on Instagram, I was like, oh my God. I was like, she's a life coach. I said, okay now. I'm a low key cheerleader in the background for people who don't know. Cheering on for people that I don't even know or people I do know, but y'all don't know I'm cheering for you. That's like, go ahead, Amber. Yes. But yeah.
I appreciate you so much. Kimarra, you talked a little about in the beginning of reclaiming your life, specifically about finance and weight loss. If you had to give three, and I'm sure there's so many, you mentioned some throughout the interview, but I want to make sure the audience has these keys. If you had to say three suggestions to our audience for reclaiming your life, what would those three be and why?
So the three will be reclaim your confidence. And
Oh,
I'm going to say reclaim your confidence because we all are confident, right? But we lack confidence when we are doing something that's unfamiliar, that's
right.
but you just have to continue to do whatever that thing is, step outside of the box so that you can reclaim your confidence. You have to believe in yourself, believe that you can do this thing that you may have never did. You may want to go back to school, but you're talking yourself from going to school because you're like, I don't know if I'm going to pass, because you may have
Right.
failed in school. But you got to believe in yourself, reclaim your confidence, right?
Oh,
So the second thing I'm going to say is reclaim your identity. And when
oh,
I say reclaim your identity, that is because when we go through some hardships, we go through some storms, we may experience some pain, some trauma, we don't know who we are after
mm,
that. Your trauma does not define you.
yes.
It is important that you reclaim your identity. And when I say that, I mean you got to dig deep. You got to figure out what you like, what you don't like, you know, um, what you're willing to accept. You have to date yourself.
Yes.
You got to dig deep. You got to date yourself. So that is what I mean when I say reclaim your identity. And then the last one, I am going to say reclaim your power.
Oh,
You have to reclaim your power. You got to be able to know who you are, what God called you to be. It's no more sitting in fear and letting fear take over. It's faith over fear. Like, seriously, this is something that I had to tell myself, that I can no longer be sitting in fear thinking, am I really going to help somebody change their life? Am I going to impact anyone? What I have to say, is that really important to somebody? Is it going to help change somebody's life? I had to get over that, and I had to realize what God called me to do and who
yes.
I am, and stand into that, and know that the person who I am becoming, because I'm still becoming that person. I'm not there all the way, but you got to know the power that you have, and you have to reclaim that thing and let that fear sit aside and walk in who you are, bold, head high, everything. So that's the three things that I'm going to say: reclaim your confidence, reclaim your identity, and reclaim your power.
Whew. Powerful. And
Mm.
all those that you said, it is needed in taking back an ownership of your life. Whew.
Yes.
I'm gonna let the audience just sink that in. Kimarra, where can and we talked a little bit about all your social media platforms. Let the audience know where they can locate you, they can call you, email you, and what social media platforms you are on.
So you can find me on Instagram. I'm always on Instagram. So that's Reclaiming Your Life. Or you can follow me on Facebook, my name, Kimarra Thorburn, or the Reclaiming Your Life page on Facebook. But that doesn't really get much activity. It's more so my personal page. Or you can join the Facebook group, Reclaiming
Yes.
Your Life. Or if you have a question, want to get in contact with me, you can email me at reclaimingyourlife01@gmail.com.
Oh, that is awesome. And yeah, look for that. She has a beautiful picture, white background, pink and blue of a butterfly. So if you see that, you know that's Kimarra reclaiming your life. Oh, powerful. Kimarra, as we wrap up this interview, what are some things, encouraging words that you want to say to our audience?
Um, some encouraging words I guess I want to share is that just know that you are worthy,
Yes.
you are deserving, and that you are powerful. And I say that because no matter what your situation may look like, no matter what you may have been through, what your past may be, what your present may be, you always will have a future. And you just really have to have faith. You have to believe and know that whatever you're currently in is temporary.
Yes.
This too shall pass, and that it is not going to last forever. And these are things that I tell myself, like my current situation, whatever I'm going through, is not going to last. Every season has a time to start,
Mm.
time to end, right? And it's going to have to pass. So you can be really struggling right now. Just know that that's just this season.
Yes.
But I also want to let you know you have the power to change your situation. And the way that you can change your power, I mean, the way that you can change the situation, I did mention, you have to believe it and you have to see yourself out of it. No matter how hard it may be, you really have to see yourself out of that situation. So that's what I'm going to say.
Oh, thank you for those encouraging words. And thank you, Kamara, for just showing up as your authentic self.
Yes, thank you. This was a good conversation. I love this discussion. It was I really felt comfortable and just myself, like you said, my authentic self. It was I didn't feel no stress, no nothing.
Kumar, I have to just say really quick because I want the audience to know, because y'all, she lives by a faith. What does that picture say in the background? Because before we start this interview, Kumar goes, "I'm in my office, Amber, and it's because of my says live by faith." And what does your background picture say?
Back here, she believed she could.
Woo!
She did. But y'all, I got the same one too. Live your faith is looking right in front of me. Yes. But the other one says coffee in one hand, confidence in the other.
Woo! See, she lives by it, breathes by it. Her she's right near it.
Yes. I'm telling you, y'all can have anything and you just you really just gotta believe. You got to believe. I can't stress it no longer. Trust me. Believe. Believe, act, and you shall receive. Okay?
Yes. And I want to tell y'all, yeah, we believe in you. Audience, go check out Kimarra on Facebook, on Instagram, Reclaiming Your Life. You need some merchandise, you need a journal, you need a safe group. Events, virtual events coming up soon. Go check her out. And yeah, my name is Life Coach Miss Star. I want to inspire you and empower and motivate you. And we pray that this interview blesses you. You can catch me on all the major social media platforms under Life Coach Miss Star. And yeah, let me say this because I haven't done this in a little while. But Kimarra, she influenced and inspired me. We got a homework assignment for y'all. And I think that's so important. And you mentioned this, Kimarra, was forgiveness. Write that letter to yourself. If there's someone you need to forgive, write it out. Write out your feelings, and at the end of the letter, tell yourself that you forgive yourself. And then after that, I encourage you, let that letter go and release all that pain and go ahead and live your life in abundance. So we're gonna leave you with that homework assignment this week. Kimarra, thank you so much for showing up in who you are and so transparent. You've been such an inspiration, and I enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in again. every Tuesday on Red Media Radio at 7 p.m. Therapeutic Tea Tuesdays with Life Coach Miss Star. We pray that this interview blesses you. We're leaving you with a great homework assignment, so go ahead. Go ahead and forgive that person and go ahead and reclaim your life. Kimarra said it best. Go ahead with the power, your confidence, and your identity. I want to tell everybody to have a blessed day, and I'm sending an abundance of blessings your way, and I believe in you. God bless. Is it in broadcast? And we ending it here.